Hi guys, Bitcoin is finally on the move here, and now we need to speak about some altcoins that I have found that are going parabolic really soon, and I have proof for that because there are already some coins that are based on what I found have already moved, and I found coins that haven't moved yet. So we need to take advantage of that right now. If you think that's interesting, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, also activate the bell. And now let's directly start with what I found here. So when I go here on Bitcoin to the 1 hourly chart, first of all, we have finally broken this downward sloping trend line that I was speaking about yesterday. And we also got this small fake out here to the downside. So I hope that all of you guys are either way now in a position. And if you're not yet in a position, again, you can wait for a break above the golden ratio if you want to be really super safe here. So but otherwise, already congrats to everybody that's in here because you're in a slight profit since I gave you that the trade. Based on the 1 hourly chart, things looking not super great, you know. So we could see some more sideways action here before we get the move to the upside. Another 2-3 hours in my opinion, maybe something maximum like another 5 hours before we should see a move here. The problem that I have with this is that I think this will be just another fake out to the upside this time, a deviation, and we will come back. In the best case scenario, Bitcoin will find support above $70,700 here. That is what I would be aiming for. And if we can hold support above there once we get above it, and can also close tomorrow the monthly candle in that way, that would be really bullish for Bitcoin and would basically confirm that we will get another pre-halving all-time high, in my opinion. So because most likely what's going to happen then is we see something like this, and then we see next week something like this, and potentially even higher than $74,000 here, potentially $81,000. If Bitcoin again loses here 68,700, that is my line in the sand. If we lose that level, then we will definitely go way lower, but it doesn't look like it as we are holding right now 69,200 as support. As long as we are holding this level, I'm not concerned. I will be a little bit alarmed if we break that and come down in this range here. So and we have to consider exiting all our positions once we are breaking at this level, because then altcoins going to nuke, because we will then most likely go down to $66,000. But yeah, right now I'm not seeing that kind of scenario for Bitcoin, so nothing to worry about that. Here on the 4 hourly chart, I don't like the way that the stochastic RSI is going up, because usually when we're going up in that way, at some point we're just tipping over, and of course seeing this in the price too. You know, so that is something that I don't want to see. The RSI itself is kind of neutral going sideways, even though in bullish territory. But we need to see some follow through now to the upside. Another indication that we might get this is that we are forming here another W pattern, and that is a textbook one for the time being, because we have here the lower local low, and here we have a higher low. And if we would break that W pattern, which is coinciding with the Monday high, funny enough, that gives us a target of $74,170, just slightly above our resistance area here. So that is also really interesting to see here right now. But for that, we need to come back to the Monday high, $71,300 approximately, break it, get confirmation above it, finding support there, and continuing to the upside. So, but it can technically happen here in the next couple hours. I would say in the next, there are 7 hours. 7 hours is what I'm looking for. In the next 7 hours, I would like to see that kind of move here for Bitcoin. Nothing has really changed. We can have a look here on the EMA ribbon. That's maybe something interesting. Yeah, we are sitting here above the ribbon. We came 2 times into the ribbon to test it, which is really bullish right now. So, and now the best case scenario that I want to see here is that we start moving away from the ribbon here once again, like we did here, with a nice impulsive move, with an imbalance, so that we know that at some point we will come back to clean it and then continue the uptrend. So now when we go to liquidation levels, so here, this is fucking crazy right now how this is looking. So we have still way more over leveraged shorts than over-leveraged longs here. But this is now a really tiny range. So it does not matter in which direction we are going, you know. So if we are tapping into this here, we're accelerating down to $67,500. If we're tapping here into the upside liquidity where all the short liquidations are, then we are tapping here into $74,000. So we don't need a big push for that. We need here a push of $500, you know, to get the short squeeze to like $73,000 approximately. And from there, we will get another short squeeze to 74,000. So it will be really interesting to see now the liquidation heat map, how things are looking there. So here you see these two areas. So here you see that here the yellow highlighted area is way bigger than the yellow area below us. So above us is again short liquidity. Their shorts will get liquidated if we tap into these price areas, and beneath us are longs. There we get liquidated, and you see the price action is of course closer to the short side liquidity. So again, the direction is to the upside here. Once we're tapping into 70,600, 70,900, we will trigger a short squeeze to around 71,700, and then we don't have a lot here. We could then potentially straight go to 72,700 because here's basically a small vacuum with just nothing, so thin air, so where we can just push through. When it comes to my Bitcoin long position, it's still there, you know. It's now less in a loss than yesterday, just $140, but here the fees are eating, you know, so $571, but it's fine, you know. So I will let this trade definitely run here. As I told you guys, I expect here to make a profit, you know. Once this trade is closing, it's $15,000 more or less that I make here on that specific trade. I'm absolutely fine with that, to let it run until it's popping here. So here's something that I just see on the 30 minutes chart. I did not see this before. So here is an ascending triangle, and it's about to break to the upside. So, but what is the upside target? I swear to God, I have just seen this. Do not pay attention on a 30 minutes chart. $71,600 from where we get a short squeeze then. So yeah, let's hope that we actually go there to trigger that short squeeze, and that we get a solid breakout here to the upside out of this in the next 60 minutes. 40 minutes. It's the next 40 minutes. So by the time you see the video, we should have gotten that breakout. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, trade on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 if you use my specific link, or on Margex, look for AMCrypto altcoins. That is the trading strategy where you can contribute any amount that you want to let me trade and make some money there for all of us with the link below here. And once again, if you are in the UK or in the US and you cannot use BYBIT, use BITGET or Phemex with the links here down below. All these links are in the description or under the pinned comment of this video. So now let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance. So the Bitcoin dominance is coming down a little bit. Again, that was exactly what we wanted to see here. I want that we are breaking this downward sloping trend line here again, and then that we are breaking this upward sloping trend line. So that is what I'm looking out for right now. Of course, if Bitcoin turns around and starts running to like $74,000, the dominance will go up. You know, so the dominance will most likely go to like 54.5% if Bitcoin stops there and then turn around and come. Otherwise, Bitcoin needs to go here a lot sideways right now and consolidate so that the dominance can actually gain momentum and break here to the downside. The total market cap is still looking good. We got like $50 billion more into the market cap since yesterday. Again, here I only want that we close the candle as it is, because that would mean continuation to the upside with direction of $3 trillion. Ethereum is still in this, finally broke out of that bull flag. So, but here's another problem. We are directly sitting at a resistance of $3,570, and as long as we are not breaking through this, we are not seeing a proper break of that bull flag. So once we break $3,570, we should get a nice pop here to like 3,670. Hopefully with continuation into the $4,000 area of the bull flag target to the upside. When it comes to the volume traded area, here also I would like to see a reclaim of $3,600 approximately, so that we are above that whole cluster here, because the cluster here above us is not really concerning to me. Once we are flipping this one that we are fighting with right now into support, we're gonna gain momentum to break it to the upside and above $4,000. Here, more or less the same thing on the 12-hourly chart. Here the bull flag, let me actually draw this now properly. Here the bull flag is about to break out. Like I said, it hasn't done yet a proper breakout, but it's in the process. So if in the next 10 hours we get a nice push here to the upside, that would be then the proper break. That would be also the confirmation where you want to enter on Ethereum, at least on the higher time frames. And we should then see, like I said, a pop to $4,000, and then we can attack the next targets here, 4,317 and the previous all-time high for Ethereum. So if you're looking here for an entry on the higher time frames, again, wait for the confirmation break here of that bull flag. So $3,600 is basically the level that you need to watch here. Now, altcoins. I want to talk about some of the altcoins that I have found. One of them, surprisingly, and I'm gonna explain you why I'm looking at this altcoin here once again. So here on ZRX, I was going through the charts today, and I was thinking which altcoins had already on the weekly chart a golden cross, and if they had a golden cross, did they perform well? And all the altcoins that I looked at actually did. So let me show you. Potentially, I have to go back to this list to actually show it to you. And then let me go to which one was here really good performing on the weekly chart. For example, Fetch. So Fetch AI was a really good performer once we got the golden cross here. So and look where we got it, you know. So we got it last year in October at 22 cents. So we are 15x higher than that. At the high point, it was almost 17. Yeah, no, it was 17x, almost 18x since that golden cross. So now, like I said, there are other coins that haven't done a golden cross yet. And we're in a bull market, you know, things are accelerating right now. So you only have to be patient and the money will automatically come to you. You don't need excessive leverage to pull your insane gains, you know. So with the example of Fetch, 18x almost, you know. So if you would have put only 3x leverage on that, you would have almost made 54x on your money. And now imagine you would have put in $10,000 on leverage. So you would have made $540,000 with such a small, with so low leverage, you know. So, and that is what I'm looking at here right now, at stuff like that. Here on ZRX, we're about to get a golden cross. Potentially, we're gonna cross this week, so tomorrow, with the weekly close. That is definitely one that I'm watching to get something like this. And once we have that golden cross, that is where you want to enter. So now you see that ZRX is correcting to the downside. If we keep correcting, then here, this is your area where you want to buy. This becomes your buy area if we get it before the golden cross. If the golden cross happens and we are not in this buy area, then I would buy anyway, regardless, because we are most likely then not going that low. So, but we are not far away. This is at 75 cents, more or less. The upper end and the lower end is at 65 cents. So there is like 10%. But it's the weekly chart, you know, so that's absolutely fine to have here a 10% spread in that zone. If we get 75 cents, I will buy heavily on leverage and trade this then potentially to the old all-time high here, which we did in 2021 of $2.40. So that will give me a little bit more than a 3x. So and there will be also, I will be honest, I will be a little bit more aggressive with leverage. I'm most likely going to use like 10x or something on this. So that I will have a nice juicy 30x when it goes back to the all-time high. The other one is FDM. FDM is about to get the golden cross confirmed this week. So here again, if we are not getting a move back into like 77 cents, then I would start buying a little bit now. Not everything, because here the weekly stochastic RSIs point to the downside and the RSI also. So here we potentially a little bit more downside, but if you buy on spot, it doesn't matter. You know, it only matters if you would buy on leverage. On spot, I would not care, you know, so because if you are now going from 70 cents to $3.50 and potentially higher, I actually think we will go way higher in the bull run for FDM. Or if you buy from 90 cents, you know, so there's like, it's like 1.8%. Oh, sorry. No, is it? 75, 90. Okay, it's like 14%, you know, 40%, 14% of a difference. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really make a huge difference, you know. So I would not care if you want to buy this on spot. So here on leverage, again, we're looking here at the potentially 4x, only back to the all-time high. Here again, I will use like 10x leverage for me personally, not you, to get here like a 30, 40x out of it, you know. So, and here we basically got the golden cross already. The next one is Cardano. I'm not a huge fan anymore of Cardano, but also here we got a golden cross. The 200 is coming here up to the upside and the 50 keeps going like this. But for that, we need a nice pump over the next 2 weeks in Cardano. But you need to be in it before, you know, before the pump happens. So what I would do is I would enter potentially now, then set a stop loss at 58 cents and then wait for the pump, you know. So if it's spot, I would not really care, you know, the pump will come. But if you use leverage, then that would be my stop loss. So, and keep in mind, this is over 10%. So you need to use low leverage, something like 3, 4x, something like this. But also the upside is really nice here, you know. So we are talking about like a 5x, and this can also go potentially higher, you know. So Cardano could be like $8, $9 in this bull run. So that would give you like a 12 to 15x potentially without leverage, you know. So then you add leverage and then you get like to 50-ish something. Another one that was close, I think, was ICX. No, ICX still needs a little bit. Ah, I know, here, Zeller. Here, Seller is another one. We'll get tomorrow its golden cross. And then also over the next week, that can potentially pump then here to the upside based on the golden cross, you know. So also one that I would be watching right now. Here, the all-time high was like 20 cents. So we are at 3.3 cents. That is already a 6x. You use, there'll be 4x leverage on that, 25x more or less. Here to the upside, maybe we go even higher than that. So, but these are like the things that I'm looking at right now to multiply actually my profits. But I always will have also spot backs, guys, you know. So I buy these things on spot and I'm also leveraging them at the same time just to maximize my profits. We can have a look here. I think Anchor, yeah, Anchor is also really close to get the golden cross here. If you get so lucky, then here is another buy zone, a small one, at 4 cents and 3 or 3 cents and 8. So, but this is like also, this is like almost a 20% move to the downside from current prices. I don't expect that we come down here, you know, anytime soon. Once we are getting the golden cross, Anchor can pull here a candle like that. How high was that candle in a single week? Here, 216% in a single week. So yeah, that is also quite crazy. And also it was almost 22 cents. That is then also again here like 4.4x to the upside. Again, you put a little bit leverage on that, 5x. You are talking about a 22x here over the next couple of weeks. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and that you are going to take some of the trades that I've given you to make you some profit. Let me actually know in the comments which ones you are taking. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.